All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight. What a crazy couple of weeks it has been, right? My name's Emily Gibson, and I live in Draper, Utah. I was born and raised in California. If you're from California or Utah, put a 1 in the comments of your chat. We can see who's on here. If you're not from those places, tell me where you are from, what state you are from. The point of this call is for you to see what we all see, to feel what we feel, and to experience what we have experienced. Hopefully, at the end of this call, you will come to the same conclusion that my family did, and that was that this was worth trying. You're going to hear some stories tonight, and you'll be invited to decide for yourself whether this would be a good fit for you or not. So what is Plexus, right? That's everybody's first question when they hear about it. We are a gut health, weight loss, and skincare company. And they're all interrelated, by the way. And everyone on here has skin, a gut, and possibly maybe even a pound or two that they would like to lose. I know that was what I was thinking about Plexus when I started. So 4.5 years ago when I started Plexus, my life looked really different. My husband was working 6 days a week, 3 different jobs, so that I could be a stay-at-home mom to my kids. At the time, they were 7, 5, 3, and 4 months old, and I was just really tired. I didn't matter how much I slept. I used to tell my husband that sleep didn't work for me because whether I slept for 2 hours or 10 hours, I was just always tired. My hair was falling out. I had mood issues that made me not want to answer the door or answer the phone. I felt like I was someone who used to see the world in color, and then everything was just sort of in black and white, and I felt like I was just becoming an introvert in my 30s. And then I heard about Plexus. And when I first heard about it, my thought was, well, there's no way, because at the time we were in $75,000 of student loan debt, $30,000 of credit card debt, and $20,000 in medical bill debt. You're not people that lived on credit cards. These were all things that came from the tires both needing to be replaced on both cars at the same time. The AC unit leaking down onto the furnace and having to replace both after being first-time homeowners with 4 kids and student loan debt for my husband's degree that he got as a physical therapist. We also, at the time, received bad advice on how to file our taxes for my husband's job, and we ended up owing the IRS $7,500. We had less than $500 in our savings account. We were totally overwhelmed. I felt like I couldn't breathe, and every night I would sit up late at night with a pen and paper, and I would recalculate our budget. And the only place that I could ever make the budget work was to cut away grocery money. So if I needed to buy a crib mattress for my baby, it would come out of my grocery fund. If I needed a new bra, it would come out of my grocery fund. That was always the sort of expandable income, right? Everybody knows, every mom knows that that's where the accordion gets bigger and smaller. And if you can just eat ramen for a week, then you can make up that extra money and get what you need from your grocery budget. So basically though, our life just sort of sucked financially. We were really happy. Our family was healthy, other than the fact that I was walking around feeling like crap. It would take me 2 hours to fall asleep at night, and then I'd wake up 5 and 6 times in the night. I was always tired. I craved sugar. I had my heart would just beat out of my chest. But other than that, I was healthy, right? Our finances were unhealthy. And we didn't really know what we were going to do other than work my husband more. But he was already working so much, and there just weren't enough hours in the day. So I would be up worrying about money late at night. I'd be transferring money from our savings account to make sure we didn't have checks bounce when we would pay our bills. And then I'd have to transfer it back. And it was just this vicious cycle. So, my husband was never at home. My kids used to say, oh, when is dad going to babysit us? And that was what Saturday afternoon was, when dad babysat them. It wasn't the life that we had envisioned or dreamed of for ourselves. And somewhere I just sort of felt like I lost sight of the American dream and what I thought was possible. I know that I am not alone. I know that there are people on this call right now listening who are feeling like this. And right about that time that all of this was happening to us, I got introduced to this little company called Plexus by my friend Brooke. And I remember thinking, that girl is crazy. So if you think that about your friend who invited you here tonight, that's okay, because we're all crazy, but in the best way. So the biggest thing that I thought when I first was introduced to Plexus was, people that I know don't do these things. And I have never seen anyone that I know do these things or be successful at these things. And then something told me that
You're trying to talk to me and I can't hear you.
Sorry. So at that time, I felt like there was a part of me in my gut that was telling me that I just needed to do this thing. And so I just decided to be brave, and I took a small calculated risk, and I bought a welcome pack, right? And our life is totally different now. We are in the top 1% of our company. I make more than most of the neurosurgeons that live in my neighborhood, which blows my mind. And I recognize that not everybody wants or thinks that they need or could even make that type of income. Like, I recognize that that doesn't really relate to most people, but what would an extra $500 to $1,000 a month do for your family? Because that is the only thing that I could think of 4.5 years ago. I think for me back then, and for you right now, that would feel like less stress, a little extra money, better sleep, and maybe being able to be more present, living in the moment. This gift that Plexus has given us, especially right now with what's going on in our world, is that we have been blessed to been able to enjoy this time as a family. It doesn't mean I like that my kids are arguing all day and that I have to homeschool my kids. I'm not saying that all those things are sunshine and roses, because they're not. But what they are is, it's not the financial stress that is weighing on me anymore. It's just normal kid stress, arguing stress, sibling stress, right? Everyone wanting to pull their hair out because we're just so stir crazy. But can I just tell you how liberating it is? How good it feels to live in the moment because we don't have those financial worries anymore. One of the things that I was thinking about today, my husband and I went on a walk together in the middle of the day, because now he only works 3 days a week, one job. And we have a Saturday every other day together as a family. My kids have a father who's very present and involved in their life because he doesn't have to work every waking hour of the day to provide for us. And one of the things we were talking about today is, if this would have happened to us 4.5 years ago, we would have lost our house. We would have lost everything. Because like most Americans, 78% actually, we were living paycheck to paycheck. And so I want you to know that if you are in that position right now, we have an answer for you. And I know that I am not alone. I know that the life that we used to live is exactly like most people listening on this call. And so just so you think it's not just me, right? Because some people will say, oh, it's just you, you got lucky. I've invited my friend Sammy to share her story. She's actually only been with Plexus for 4 months, and she is already having success too. Sammy is a mom of 5. She is super involved in her kids' lives. She helps at their school. They are a family of 4-H people. She said everybody does it together, including grandpa. It's a huge part of their life, a time commitment, and an investment. And she and her husband also own other businesses. So this is someone who already has a full-time life. And she's able to be successful with Plexus in spite of all of that. So Sammy, will you unmute yourself and share your story?
Yay, thank you, Emily. I've never been introduced. That was kind of fun. Thank you for inviting me to share. It's so funny that I'm talking about this, you guys. Christy will start laughing, because not only was I not ever going to take Plexus, I was most definitely never going to share it because that's not me. I'm not that girl. I wasn't going to share. When I decided to give Plexus a try, I could afford the products. So I was like, I'm down. I'll buy my products and I'll get healthy. Like, this is pretty easy, right? I don't need to do that. And in fact, I wanted to take the products in secret because I was so skeptical. I was like, I'm not going to tell people I'm taking these because I'm just going to give them a try. I'll prove that they don't work and I'll go about my day, about my life. But there was a part of me that had a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, they could help me and help me with the health issues I was having. So before I even started the products, I had told some friends that dealt with similar issues as me about my hope that these could maybe help me get feeling better. And what do you know? They wanted to try the products too. So I was sharing and I didn't even realize I was sharing. And I remember going to Christy and being like, yeah, these 3 ladies want to do it too. And she's like, okay, well then you can enroll them. And I was like, no, just order them products. And she's like, no, this is what you do. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, I'll order their products, I guess. Anyways, it was just so weird because I was not trying. But in that first month in November, I shared with 4 people. And in December, I made enough money to pay for my products for 2 months, which I don't just take the triplex. I take a hefty regimen because I have a lot of health issues. So I deal with inflammation, rheumatoid arthritis. And so I was quite impressed in December when I made enough money to pay for my 2 months worth of products. And then in December, again, I wasn't like hustling and how do I do this? In fact, Christy didn't even invite me to any of the Plexus groups or anything because I don't know, I was just telling people about my experience and hoping to help them have an experience too. And it was working. And in December, I helped enough people get on the products that in January, I made a check with a comma in it. And that was really kind of like surprising and like, well, this is weird. Like, I don't really feel like I did anything. I just feel like I was like feeling better. And it was at this point where my heart kind of exploded. And it wasn't because I was getting a paycheck, which of course a paycheck is amazing, but it wasn't because of that. It was because I was feeling better and I was seeing people around me, people close to me feeling better. But I recognized that for some of them, this was a financial strain to be on these products. And I was worried that they were going to not order their 2nd month's order or their 3rd month's order, not for my benefit, but because I knew that bigger changes in their health were around the corner. And so I wanted them to stay on the products. And so making a check with a comma in it was really cool for me. But I was like, dang, if all of these girls could make a check with a comma in it, then they will be able to stay on the products, like no question. And so I reached out to all of them that were taking the products, and some of them were like, that's cute, thanks, no thanks, like no desire. I was like, that's okay, I've been there, like, hands off from me. But there were a couple that were like super intrigued and they were like, well, I would really like to do that, but that is super scary. 2 of them are like self-proclaimed introverts, like no way, Jose, like they don't share on social media much anyways. It was not in their natural desires, I guess, if you would say. Like, I'm kind of a person that when I have something that I love, I want to talk about it, and they aren't like that. But here we are after getting support from me and plugging them into my systems and then putting one foot in front of the other. Guess what, guys? They're 3 months in and their products are paid for too. And it's kind of been amazing to see. And they're kind of like, I didn't really feel like I was selling anything. And I was like, I know, we're just getting healthy and sharing that with other people, right? I have to tell you, nothing brings me more joy than seeing people get healthy and seeing their lives be blessed financially. I did hair. I went to hair school when I was young. Christy was my hair school instructor. That's how I know her. And I love doing hair. Because of my rheumatoid, I have a hard time using my hands. They're just unpredictable. And it's been hard for me not to do that. But I find that doing this, it's the same kind of euphoric experience for me where I'm seeing people get healthy. I'm seeing people bless their lives financially. And it's super, super fun. I want to tell you guys that my very first month, I paid for my products, right? I bought a welcome pack, just like everyone does. I bought a welcome pack. But since then, my products have been paid for completely. I haven't, and my family too. Not only am I on the products, but my whole family's on the products. And I feel like I'm sharing this gift of health with people. And in return, my family's getting healthier at no cost to us because I'm helping other people get healthy.
Sammy, can I ask you one question? If you weren't spending that money on your family, can you talk about things that you would be able to buy with it so people can understand the dollar amount of what that looks like? Like, are we talking like someone could pay their mortgage with this amount of money that you're making? Or are we talking like grocery money? Like, talk to us about that.
Probably. Do we not say dollar amounts?
You didn't say the dollar amount. Yeah, how much money did you make?
In January, I made like $1,500.
Yeah, I mean, that's
And I
significant.
really haven't paid attention. February, I know I got probably close to the same. I don't know. So yeah, that's what it is. But I have to tell you guys that, like I was thinking earlier today when Emily asked me to share, I was like, my business story. I'm like, honestly, I just feel like this mama duck. It's like, come on, ducklings, let's all do this. Let's all get a check with a comment in it. This will be so fun. Let's all get healthy. Because who wants to get healthy and feel good if the people around you feel like crap? Like, that's not fun. Like, I want my friends, I want my sisters, I want my mom, I want them to feel good too. So for me, it almost felt like this, like, disservice if I didn't share with them. Like, if I wasn't giving them the opportunity to get healthy. And that's how I shared it. I shared it like, well, I'm feeling good. Do you want to feel good? Let's feel good together. And here we are. We all feel good.
That's
Anyways.
So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sammy. I just feel like when I first started making a significant paycheck with Plexus like you did, it was around my 4-month mark. And I remember thinking, I just covered my mortgage. So if you're someone who's on this call and you're worried about how you're going to pay for your mortgage this month or in April, this can be an answer for you. And because of the money that Plexus is paying right now, they spent a $6 million stimulus plan so that you can sign up right now and make $600 immediately and $1,400 in the months to come. This is because we are a debt-free company and we are privately owned. So our founders are able to make decisions like this that bless people and not have to ask anyone if it's okay. They just decide to do it and they do it. So I'm just so grateful that we are a part of a company that has that. And thank you for sharing your story, Sammy. So a little bit more is maybe you're thinking, well, these are, Sammy's been doing it just a couple of months. Emily got lucky, right? Like maybe that's going through your mind. But so you don't think that, I've invited my friend Christy to share. She's also at the top of our company. And Christy's going to talk to you about what Plexus has done for her with the business. Christy?
Hi, guys. Hope you're having a great night. I am digging this call. Man, it's hard for me to have a poker face at all with this stuff because I get pretty fired up. So to tell you just a little bit about my story, I am a mama to 4. I'm a wife to James, who we all call Hot Hubby, right? That's what I've called him forever, so no, I can't ever stray from that. I love my family life. It's what I've always wanted to do, and I'm really blessed in that way. We live in southern Utah. We just moved here in August, and so we are building a home and living in a rental right now, and we love it down here. We are sunshine people. We are nature people. We love what we get to do down here. So I have been sharing Plexus for about 4 years. I want to take you back to where I was 4 years ago, and my intention is for you to look for your story in my story. I want you to relate with what I'm going to share because I know, like Emily said, that I am not alone, but I also know we all have different versions of the story, right? We all have different things. We're all different humans. We have different experiences, but I really believe that we are more alike than we are different. And that's the best news ever when you talk about this company and about this opportunity. So 4 years ago, I am a hairstylist. I was a hairstylist doing hair twice a week out of my basement salon that my hot hubby built us. It was my dream to have a salon, and I love, like Sammy was saying, I got like a euphoric feeling from loving on people and from making them feel beautiful, and that was my joy. I loved it. I've always kind of had an entrepreneurial spirit, but I've always loved being a mama too. Who can relate with that? Want to be an entrepreneur, you want to create value, but you also love being a mom and a wife? That's me. That's always been my heart. And I struggle with this idea that you can't do both. Has anyone ever struggled with that as well? You think it has to be one or the other. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can have it all. You can't do it all. Don't mix those things up. You cannot do it all, but you can have it all. You can be a mom and a wife, and you can grow a rockin' business and be an insanely successful businesswoman in this business. That's my joy. That's what I'm all about. And so I did that with hair, but I didn't make residual income with hair because you do hair, right? And then the client walks out the door and you don't get paid again until you do hair again. So that residual income, I knew that there was no way for me to scale my business. And so I'm a smart businesswoman. I've always been looking for other opportunities, which led me to another network marketing company. We put our heart and souls into that, you guys, for 3 years. And we made $0. Can anyone relate to that? You've tried network marketing. Maybe you're the person on the call that's like, oh, this is so cute. I've tried this before. These things don't work. Anybody? That was me. So, but the bottom line is my health was in the toilet. I felt miserable. I have Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune condition of the thyroid. I was exhausted. I had brain fog. I was miserable. And it took me on a journey to try to find solutions. Never in a million years did I think it was going to be this cute little plexus thing. Never in a million years, right? But when I started to feel better on these products, because they work, and that's a huge piece of this puzzle that makes this whole thing work, these products work. I started to come back to life. I started to feel like the energetic, happy, high on life Christy again. I started to realize that I couldn't keep this to myself because I'm a God girl. I knew I was supposed to show up and share this with people, because just like Sammy said, I get euphoric high on helping people feel good and have peace in their hearts financially. It gets me going. I'm getting sweaty right now just thinking about it, like literally. That is how I've always been. So when I started to feel good, I got these nudges. Christy, you need to share this. And my old story was network marketing doesn't work. You're going to hustle your brains out and make no money. Okay. So if that's you, and if you've had that experience, I hear you. I see you. I get it. We get it. I came to the table with huge skepticism and a little bit of PTSD from my past experience, to be honest with you. But I became coachable, and I made a decision that I was going to go all in, not half in. I decided to go all in and treat this like a business and listen to my mentors and show up. And you guys, wait, I got to back up just for a second. At the time that I was doing hair and my husband was working full time, I had these 4 beautiful kids. We were stressed about money, like the kind of stress that makes you have diarrhea. Anybody had that kind of stress about money before? Only me? Okay. Well, I would go to sleep stressed, and I was sick and tired of seeing that beautiful face of my husband's just crippled with stress about money. I was sick and dang tired of it, you guys. So when I got those nudges, I decided that I was going to go all in. And I saw the vision of this is going to change our life financially. So to finish this in the next 1 minute or 30 seconds, we went all in. We went all in, and we worked this every day like a business. Within 4 months, we could pay our mortgage. That's huge. Within a year, we were able to have a 6-figure income, a free trip to Hawaii, a free Lexus. I'm a Target clearance girl. So a free Lexus was like, what? This is awesome. And then within 18 months, at the 1-year mark, my husband got to go part-time at work, just like Emily, so we could have Dad here to do life together. That was my heart. That was my goal. And we achieved that in 1 year of sharing Plexus. 18 months in, we were able to create a multiple 6-figure income by hitting the second to the top position in the company. 3 years in, we were able to hit that 1% of the top people in the company, hit the top of our company. And that is just ridiculous, amazing, and very abundant finances. Okay. At this point, we've been able to get debt free, which is so peaceful, you guys. Everybody just wants peace. That's what we're really after. We just want financial peace. We have that, and I'm insanely grateful for it. We're able to build this beautiful dream home that we never thought we really even wanted, but it's in our space, and we're able to do it from a wise financial standpoint. It is such a blessing. And more than that, you guys, we've been able to help so many people on our team create financial relief first, because that's what you got to do first, and then on to financial independence. And this is just the beginning. I know that we will create so many more financially independent people through this opportunity, and I am so blessed and so grateful for the whole thing. So that's my story.
Thank you so much, Christy. I love hearing your story. And one of the things that I was going to add is that at the beginning, I told you about all the struggles that we had, but what I didn't tell you is that now 4.5 years later, we are completely free of that $125,000 in debt. We're 100% free of that debt. We bought our dream home. We kept our first home just 10 minutes from where we are right now. We use that as a rental property, and it's another stream of residual income for our family. These are the blessings that your family can have too. Now, sometimes people will ask me a question and say, oh, well, in your company, do you only make a lot of money in the beginning and at the end, but you don't pay the people in the middle? And the answer to that question is no. But you don't have to believe me, because Nicole is going to share her story right now in just 2 minutes, and she's going to tell you how she is at the top middle of the company and that she is making significant income there as well. Nicole?
That's true. I am a senior Ruby ambassador. My name is Nicole Brinker-Hoff. And as I was listening to Sammy and Christy, I thought, yeah, I'm the same as them. At month 4, I was making a paycheck with a comma in it. My first paycheck was almost $500, and it went up from there, you guys. And it wasn't hard. And I didn't have any other network marketing experience, but to be honest, I swore on my grave that I would never touch something like this. I just was like, I will never. But you guys, when I took the products, and they were an answer to prayer for me, and they saved me, and I felt alive again. I had no intention of doing this as a job, but I could not help but tell people what was happening in my life. And it was so easy for them to see that I was sincerely changed. And lots of people came with me, lots. And now I'm 2.5 years in, and I do make a paycheck that could pay our mortgage 2 or 3 times. And you guys, I didn't ever join this bandwagon so that I could be rich, but I do care about people feeling like they can be the mom they want to be and the wife they want to be. And I feel like they've turned into this lost zombie state because I'm just getting old and I'm tired all the time, and that's how it is. And when I realized that these products had the potential to help anyone show up in their life the way they wanted to, how can you say no to that? So I accidentally started, and now I accidentally have a full-time income, working part-time hours at home with my babies, choosing my schedule, how much I want to work, who I work with. I can't imagine a better job. And as everybody is frantic now, wondering if they're going to have a job in the next couple of months, I see that my job is very secure, because people all of a sudden understand the value of health. Health never goes out of style, ever. No matter if the world turns upside down, my business is doing fine. My business might save our family's butts now, and I am so grateful for Plexus. So that's my 2-minute story.
Thank you so much, Nicole. I just think that with everything going on, it's put a lot into perspective for so many of us that do have an online business from our phones with Plexus. And that just simply is that we can't believe that we might be the sole breadwinners of our home, and what would we have done without this? And so there's no time for a plan B like yesterday. Right? Because when you don't have a plan B and you need a plan B, sometimes that can feel so overwhelming. So I just want to say thank you so much to Sammy, Christy, Nicole for sharing their stories tonight. And I want to remind you one thing that I told you at the beginning of the call, and that is that we all have skin. All your friends have skin. All your friends have guts. And most of my friends that I know, at least the ones that started with me back in Plexus 4.5 years ago, would also like to lose a little weight or have help maintaining their weight, or they want their husbands to lose weight. So you already have people that you know that need this. And that to me is such great news. And so many people right now want to boost their immune functions, and that's what our products do. So that's our story. And some of you will listen to this and you will think, like I did, there's no way that I could do this. I remember thinking, my friend Brooke is a nurse. Of course people would listen to her. Nobody's going to listen to me, right? And I'm going to encourage you to take a leap. Because if I can do it, anyone can do it. And we can teach you. It doesn't take money to make money, despite that myth that people believe. All it takes to make money is creativity and an openness to learning. We are dedicated to teaching people. And there are some of you that are thinking, well, I can't do this until I try the products. That was the other thing that I used to say. We have room for you too on our team, and we can start you off on a product route first, if that's the case. So as a matter of fact, there's actually a program where we can teach you how to get your products paid for, which is what Sammy was talking about when she was sharing her story. And there are others of you who are listening and you're thinking, well, I would love to make $500 to $1,000 right now. That would be great. And you're thinking, I need some extra money anyway. I'm looking for a part-time job, or I'm looking for a job in case I lose my job or my husband loses his job. And so you're thinking you're already going to have to look for part-time work, right? And we have a program to teach you too. Now, you don't have to be an expert. You just have to be willing to learn. That's it. That's all we did. And then there's another group of people who are listening, and they are thinking to themselves, are there any leadership opportunities here, right? Leaders love to lead out. Leaders look for opportunity. And you might be wondering, if you're one of those people, if someone can have an actual professional level income. And the answer is yes. You're looking for people who see themselves as leaders in all over the United States, but also in Australia, Mexico, and New Zealand. And all you would need to do is identify yourself as a leader, and we will put you into our leadership development program. So get with the person who invited you to this call tonight. They're going to be following up with you, and they're going to ask you if you are a 1, a 2, or a 3. So you might be thinking, I don't know what that means. I'm going to tell you. If you're a 1, it means you want to start with the product first. If you just want to get started on the product and see how it works for you, that means you're a 1. If you're a 2, it means you're looking for a part-time job. You want to make $500 to $1,000 right now. Or you're a 3. A 3 is you're looking for professional level income with leadership opportunity. So tell them whether you're a 1, 2, or 3 and where you see yourself. Not what you think you can achieve, but where you see yourself and what you really, really want. In closing, I have a special offer just for you for taking the time to be on our call tonight. Just as a gift of, gratitude that you would come here and take time away from whatever you were going to do otherwise. And I'm going to give each of you that are ready to sign up right now $20. And you can take advantage of that and sign up in the next 24 hours to make your membership half price. So those of you who are ready in the next 24 hours, you're going to get to take advantage of that. So again, thank you so much for listening in tonight. We know that your time is so valuable and precious. And please make sure that you are getting in touch with the person who invited you to this call. They're going to be messaging you right now or calling you on the phone to ask you if you're a 1, 2, or 3. And I don't know about you, but I was for sure a 1, but I ended up being a 3. That's the potential this can have in your life. Thank you so much for being with us. Bye, guys.